set, go.
Oh yeah, make we chat about it.
What if I say?
Make we chat about it.
Or on left
Make we chat about it.
check and feel at the topic.
Oh, make we chat about it.
Latest
Make we
news,
chat about it.
all your
Make we
views.
chat about it.
Track and feel chat for set. With your girl HP.
Hello, 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 hello. It is another Thursday already. Can you guys believe it? It is another Thursday. Hello to each and every one. Already, I'm seeing that you guys are waiting for us. And yes, we are ready to have the discussion. Welcome, whether you're on Facebook, whether you are on YouTube, welcome. Welcome from, I did an analysis on my program and I realized that we have people in every continent watching. Yes. Africa is watching, Europe is watching, South America is watching, Asia is watching, Oceanic is watching, and guess where is watching? Antarctica people. Yes, everybody watching, all the continents are watching. And I just want to thank you guys for the support and thank you wherever you are coming from, North America. When I look at the analysis and I saw that Antarctica was watching, I was like, wow. So thank you guys for tuning in and staying with me every Thursday. Ozzy, welcome. Welcome to each and everyone. Facebook, I'm not seeing you, but welcome. Welcome to each and everyone. And of course, tonight, I am here to have a discussion with a coach. Of course, champs is in the air and all the championships are coming up. We are in March. The season is moving like bolt at 9.58, and already we are less than 2 weeks away from champs. And tonight, with me, my guest is a double duty coach, of course, at the primary and high school level. And I want you guys to help me to welcome my guest, to let me bring in my guest so that we can look nicely here together. Yes, here we are. Welcome, Mr. May. LINEKER May, welcome. Welcome to the program.
Hello,
How are you, sir? How was your day?
I am doing well. My day was fairly okay, kind of stressing, but it is what it is.
It's a season, right? It is
Yeah,
the time for stress.
yes, it is very short. It's a leap year, so the workload is a lot to
Mm-hmm.
fulfill in a small year.
Wow, wow. I tell you, I can't believe that we are in March already. It is almost champs. We're less than 2 weeks from boys and girls champs. Lineker, that's how you pronounce your name, right?
Yes, Lineker.
Okay, great. Tell me a little bit about, before we get into the real discussion, just tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're
Okay,
from, which parish you're from.
so I was born in Clarendon, moved to St. Andrew in the community of Rockall at age about 2. Attended the Rockall Basic and Primary School, then
Mm-hmm.
transitioned over to the Calabar High School on a track and field scholarship, and that's where my journey started.
Tell me a little bit about your journey at Calabar. No, I am one of those people. I just assume that if you go to certain schools, you can run. Tell me about your journey at Calabar and playing sports.
All right, well, I can say big up Calabar 61 Red Hills Road.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Calabar taught me how to be a lion, yeah, because the lion represents us. Uh, it was very challenging. The saying that they said that too much, too many bull can't be raised in one pen. So it wasn't easy. The track team was very difficult. Um, it was very competitive, so it taught me how to train hard and be dedicated, and it was a good feeling winning championships. And our championship was way different from now. Our championship was a 1 point, 2 point decider, so it
Mhm.
was more fun back then in my time.
So now you're saying a school is running away with champs from day two.
Yes, and it's no fun. It's no longer competitive.
Yeah. On the girls' side, it is a little different. It's more competitive on the girls' side in terms of vying for championship. Before we go any further, Vivi Morana, welcome to my Olympians. I love to big up the Olympians. Welcome, guys. So tell me a little bit, even though it was so competitive for you as a junior, how were you able to navigate that in order to get where you want to go, to get on the team?
Well, what I did, basically, I prepared myself mentally, because if you're not mentally strong, you cannot make it in track and field. Because track and field
Mm-hmm.
is not just a physical sport; it's a mental sport. And most definitely, you have to have the support from home, especially parents, and the support from your coach. So what I did, I um I wasn't brought up in a rich home, so I know that if I put in the work, then maybe I would have gotten a scholarship to a tertiary institution. So that was one of the things that pushed me right through.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. It is so amazing that at such a young age, student athletes can know what they want and decided that I'm going to work to get a scholarship. Very good. What motivated your calling to become a coach, specifically a track and field coach?
All right. So immediately after the Calabar High School, immediately after I graduated, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And my primary school coach, Miss Smith, she just gave me a call out of the blues and asked me if I wanted a scholarship at the Excelsior Community College,
Wow.
because at the moment, I prefer GC Foster, but at the moment I didn't get through to GC Foster. So she had a link, and I got a half scholarship to the Excelsior Community College. And I didn't get to choose the career I wanted because it was last minute. So I ended up doing an associate degree in business admin, and I actually didn't finish that degree. It I was doing well, but I had some financial struggles closer
Okay.
in second year,
Mm-hmm.
and then um, you know, being on work experience and being in an office doing a job in my career, I realized that that's not me. I like movement. Being in an office, um, it's just too boring for somebody with athletic.
Mm-hmm.
I, I was bored. I took off my shoes, kept myself untidy. I'm just not used to the
You're
professional
just
space.
not the suit and tie man.
Yeah, I'm not the corporate guy. Yeah, so then my same primary school coach, Miss Smith, she asked me to come and help her with the school because she was the only coach at the moment. So I was always helping her around, and so till she decided to move on from the job, resign, and then we had a new principal at the school, and the new principal contacted me, and that's where it started, and I was a coach from there.
Wow. How long have you been coaching and how has it been for you so far?
Well, single-handedly, I've started to coach back in 2016, and it was a good journey. I had a lot of ups and downs at the beginning because
Mm-hmm.
it's a trial and error time when you're just starting to coach. You're testing out, you're just testing out different methods and athletes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it was just a learning process.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. If you are just joining us, I am here with Coach Lineker May. This man is a double agent, as one Mr. Hubert Lawrence would say. He is the coach. He is participating or involved with coaching at the Ferncourt High School in St. Anne, and of course, Rock Hall Primary in Upper St. Andrew College and University, Lineker. Formal training. How important is formal training to become a coach? Meaning going to college and studying. Is it important?
Well, yes, in some cases, but in some other cases, as you can see, there's a lot of good drivers out there without a driver's license. But I think it's always good to have your paperwork, because without your paperwork, when the time comes around where the big contracts and the big job comes in and you don't have the paperwork, that's where you're going to look back and say, I wish I had it. So I think it is
Indeed.
very important.
Indeed, indeed. A little birdie told me that you are studying at the university, Michael University. Tell me a little bit about your journey at Michael University and how it applies to your training, your coaching career.
All right, so my journey, I know it's applied. All right, so let me be honest, COVID has changed a lot.
Yes, it
I
has. It has.
remember when we were in the pandemic, um, I was jobless because I'm contracted. I'm a
Mhm.
contract worker, and I realized that I need to figure a way out. And then my son came on the earth, and I needed to be a good dad and a supporting dad. So I was always advised by coworkers and everybody to get certified as a teacher, because I already did my certification at GC Pass as a coach. So um, everybody keep on encouraging me to do something in teaching, physical education. So I registered in 2021, but because of the pandemic, I deferred and started in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, so I actually doing a bachelor's degree in secondary education in physical education and sports, and I am a
Mm-hmm.
full-time day student. Plus, coaching doesn't take place in the night. Coaching is
Mm-hmm.
a daytime duty, so it's very, very challenging. Not everybody knows that I'm even in university, because I kind of keep things
Oh, so
discreet at
I
times.
tell them your secret. I'm sorry, sir.
No, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem, because of my job. It's like I'm not a university student, because I'm always at work. So
Mm-hmm.
not everybody will find out that I'm in university. If you don't see me in the uniform, then you will not know.
Okay.
But it's somewhat challenging. I must say thanks be to God and my mommy for the help and the support. I haven't failed any course. My GPA is good, and I'm
Beautiful.
on a I'm on an academic scholarship. So
Wow,
I
that's
don't.
nice.
Yes, I've received a scholarship last semester. Yeah, so my journey, I started Michael without knowing how I was going to pay my tuition fee,
Mm-hmm.
and God just kept blessing me, and I'm managing. It's getting harder and harder, because I'm in second year, and it's um it's more of doing biology now. The courses are getting scientific now, so
Yes,
it's
as you
getting
go
much
up,
difficult.
yes, as you go up, the courses are going to get tougher. But before you go any further, I see you have a lot of fans here tonight saying one coach me, one coach me. Zana,
Big
well,
up my fans. That's
yes,
my
Zana,
student at
that's
Ferncourt.
your student. One
Yeah,
Kino is here. Thank you very much for being here, Kino. Zana
yeah,
Wellington, Antwin Williams,
yeah. That's my
Christopher
batchmate.
Burrow. Okay, Regina Montague, outstanding coach herself at Dintil back in the
Merci.
day. Justin Williams, welcome. Each and everyone, welcome. And everyone on Facebook, welcome to, we're just here liming and listening to the great story of this young man. And he, as he just said, he is a full time student at the Michael University. Now, when you're a full time student, it means that most of your classes are in the day. No, coach me. You are involved in coaching at Ferncourt, which is in St. Anne, and Rock Hall Primary, which is in St. Andrew on the other side. How did that happen?
All right.
How did that double? How did you become a double agent?
All right. All right. So basically, working at the primary school, um, I was just trying. I tell myself that I am a product, and whatever I am doing, I am selling myself. So I am selling myself as a product, and I'm promoting myself. So I have a friend by the name of Parchment. He's a primary school coach as well, but he was contacted by another friend to be an assistant coach, and he wasn't available. And he passed on my number to Coach Scott, and Coach Scott contacted me, and he heard about my brilliance is at primary school, and he decided that he want me to partner with him and be his assistant sprint coach at Ferncourt, and that's how it happened.
Beautiful, beautiful. But you know what? I want to ask you, coach. You're studying full time at Michael. If you
Yes.
know Jamaica, Michael is in the crossroad area, that side, almost going downtown. Ferncourt is in St. Anne, which is on another side.
Yes.
Rockall is back on another side. How do you juggle your responsibilities to ensure that you're effective in all of them? No, you're a
All right.
superman.
No, I'm not. All right. So not everybody like the pandemic, but the pandemic has changed a lot, good and
Yes.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
So in first year, most of our courses were blended. Blended meaning that we're online sometime and sometime we are face to face. So whenever I am online, I can use my phone, and while going over to Ferncourt, I can be on an online class, pripsing on every now and then, getting some notes from my classmates like Antoine and Courtney and the others, always keeping me updated. And what I do is that if I have a 9 o'clock, if I have a 8 to 11 class, I set my timetable to
Mm-hmm.
accommodate my jobs. So if I have a 8 to 11 class at Michael, then I will go to like the primary school in the afternoon, and then tomorrow I have a full free day. So my free day I would go to Ferncourt, and then the other day I would split between Michael and Ferncourt or Rockall or Michael. That's how I do it.
Wow, beautiful. You are, I will call you a superman because I'm a Kingstonian and I know where Michael is, I know where St. Anne is, and I know where Rock Hall is. And you are doing a fantastic job in upgrading yourself and putting yourself out there. And as you said earlier, you are marketing yourself, you are a brand. But before we go any further, it seems as if your entire track team is here because everybody who logs on is saying, that's my coach. That's my coach. And Judine Thomas is saying Mr. May is a great professional and is exceptional at what he does. He has
Yes,
the
he's my
athletes.
former coworker.
Oh, your former co-worker. Man, when
Yes,
you can have people talking about you like this, it means that you are doing something right. Jodine Fraser, Alea Witter, Chantal,
student.
Chantal, Alea, Jody, and Fraser. So many of them coming on to support you, and I love it. Thank you all for being here, Coach. One coach, greatness. As a coach, how do you select your athletes? How do you select athletes for the best event? How do you know that this person is best suited in a 100-meter or a 400-meter, etc.?
All right. Knowing that the students are here, they can recall me telling them that don't put a cocoa in one basket. So always try to be a all-rounder. If you're a sprinter, try to be a hurdler, try to be a jumper. Spread your wings because sometimes it's going to be tough and you might not make it in that event. So you have to be rounded. So if you
Stop
don't
right
make it in
there.
one,
Stop, coach. Stop right there. Stop right there. You know why I tell you to stop right there, coach? I want you to repeat what you just said. You tell your athletes. Say that again, coach.
yes, I tell my athletes that they should be rounded.
Continue.
Yes, so I try to tell them to be rounded because if you fall short in one event, then you might can be able to do another event. So I always encourage them. I wanted to do this event, try and do this event because it's period that everybody gets a chance to compete.
Mm-hmm.
It's very unfair for athletes to put in um 1 to 8 or a year, a full year of training and don't get to make it to a championship. So if
Mm-hmm.
you are rounded and multi-talented, then you can always put yourself in another event if one doesn't work out for you.
Exactly, exactly. What are some of the qualities that you look for when you are choosing athletes for your team?
All right. Basically, I like when an athlete loves to train. I don't like to coach a lazy athlete. So, um, if anybody know coach me, you know that coach me is much better coaching females, and I don't want to be gender biased, but
Mm-hmm.
my reason why I rather coaching females, um, I can recall the saying that a woman was brought in the world to struggle and feel a lot of pain and bear a lot of pain. And my analysis on male and female is that the females are tough. The females are always willing to work hard. If you can compare a female having menstrual cramps and a male having a gas pain, a female would tough it out and a male would just want to just die and just give up because I cannot bear pain. So the
Co-
females are always tougher and always willing.
Coach, you know that you're the second coach I'm going to interview in 2 weeks. And you're saying the same thing that he said. He said it is easier to coach the girls because they're more disciplined. No, with knowing that, what kind of system do you use in order to get the boys to have that same kind of discipline? Because we don't want to leave our men behind. You know, the women, we tend to follow instruction. We are easier at following instruction. But how do you get the men to follow? Because we don't want them falling by the wayside.
Well, I think you have to always be encouraging them. The males have you talking, talking, talking. Sometimes you have to be cruel, even put them with the fastest girl in training. Let the fastest girl give them some competition because our level of competition at the primary and the high school Ferncourt, our males cannot jog with our females because our females are very good and they are very quick. So I am a type of coach where I love to have fun. I love to provoke my athletes. I love to mess around. So I would put a fast girl with one of the boys. And then when the girl defeat him in training, then we have a good laugh. And then he'll feel some way. And then he might brush off and come back stronger.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Wow. So you have to actually put them to a certain level where it look as if they're failing in order to get them in
Yeah.
the game. Again, guys, I mean, you have so many people here tonight. Thank you all for being here. Natika Williams is saying, big coach, Calabar track team, teach him.
Yes, not a
Uh,
fee. We are teammates from primary school
wow.
competing against each other for years.
Wow. Sophia Virgo, welcome. Welcome each and everyone. Clay, welcome. Antoine, Taylor. I mean, these names are twisting up my tongue, but guys, welcome to each and everyone. Kashawn Sanderson is here, who speaks very highly of you also.
Big up,
Kashawn,
Kashin.
welcome. Yeah, welcome and thank you for being here. Coach, this conversation is sweet. Fostering unity in a team, building team cohesion. Uh, how hard or how easy it is for you to get your team to gel, as we would say in Jamaica?
All right. What I always tell my athletes that apart from home, your track
Mhm.
team is your second family. So when you're not home, you're supposed to spend your time. You're supposed to spend time with your teammates. You're supposed to live good with them. You're supposed to encourage each other, be each other's strengths, and have each other's back because each one builds one. And track and field is not just an individual sport; it's a team effort. So I always try to um, make it be a collaborative effort between each other, encourage them, try to, that basically athletes are from different parishes of Jamaica, different culture,
Mhm.
you know, different brought up say. So sometimes you have to just allow them to mesh, don't get involved.
Yeah.
Sometimes when they get in disputes as a coach, they cannot get involved because they custody their friends in 2 minutes. Yeah, so you just have to just sit with that. They're not being abusive to each other because kids will be kids.
Mhm.
They will throw tantrums at each other sometimes, but when it's time to live loving and be respectful, I'm very strict on that because um, imagine you're at school and the energy is off and you go to a track meet and the energy still is off. It can throw up it can throw you off on a day when you need to deliver and do well on the track. So
Indeed.
um what you practice at school or training you have to maintain it when you go out to the public.
Indeed, indeed. Development and progression. How do you ensure smooth transition of your primary athletes into high school and your high school athletes to a higher level university? How
Uh,
how how do you help them to have a smooth transition?
all right, so do I help them to transition? First,
Like
more,
getting scholarships and stuff.
yes, decision making is very keen. You have to know where to send your athletes and coaching them at the primary level. You have to know how to coach them because I am the type of coach where if I have an athlete who is doing too well at a age, I know that is risky for an athlete because athletes have a lifespan and you cannot burn them out too quick. So if I remember, I can recall I have an athlete Rihanna. Rihanna is at Ferncourt. I've been coaching her for years at the primary.
Is that
Her
Rihanna
body is,
Scott?
yes,
She's actually on the live here.
yes, you got Riri. Rihanna body is always pushing to go faster and faster and faster. But I try to preserve her, so I slow her down. At times she have been to champ, she haven't won any gold medal. She settled for second. Sometimes you have to educate the athletes that whatever you are doing, they have to trust the coach because um, I don't like to see athletes breaking records in primary school and running too fast. And then when they move on to the high school, they cannot transition properly. So you have to, athletes management is very, very important.
Wow. That is a very interesting discussion. Because we're going to talk a little bit more about that a little bit. But parents, how do you handle the parents? Effective communication is key. How do you maintain an open line of communication with parents, especially with the younger ones who are at the primary level, who we know that they are 12 and younger? How do you keep the communication open with the parents?
All right, I love this question. All right, so basically, the primary school is a community school. Each one surround, each student lives in and around the community. So
Mm-hmm.
I am popular around the community. So most of my students are kids of my schoolmates. So I've been to school with most of their parents, and we have WhatsApp group. Um, we have WhatsApp group. We have discussions, and the key thing to this is that the athletes don't really necessarily know what they want to accomplish, and most of the time the athletes don't want to do track and field, and you have to win the parents if you want to win the athletes, because the athletes don't have a mind of their own. The athletes don't know that if they continue to run, they can get a scholarship, and if you win one race at the Olympic, you can be a billionaire. So you have to keep educating them and letting them know that you know, your child can do well, the child can take you out of poverty. This is an escape route because track and field is now a career. Um, academics, academics is important, but the track and field, it can pave the way to finance the academic, and because of the financial background of the community, knowing that not everyone is wealthy, not everyone is rich. So
Mm-hmm.
parents always work with me and allow me to make good decisions for their kids. Like, for instance, my school is a feeder school for Adrenaline and Homewood over the years, and they allow me to make decisions. So if I tell a parent, I want your child to go to Edwin, I want your child to go to Homewood, they listen to me because they know that I am making the best decision for their child. Mm.
Wow, very interesting. Tell me a little bit about that collaboration between you and the high school, meaning where you get your younger athletes to go. How did that collaboration start with you and Edwin Allen, your athletes going to Edwin Allen's, so forth?
All right, so it all started with just one athlete. Her name is Tonian Farb. She's now in university. She was the first one to get a scholarship to Edwin Allen. Um, it was a lot of convincing because Edwin Allen is very far,
Mm-hmm.
way back down in Clarendon. And to take your child, especially a female, from all the way in St. Andrew to all the way in Clarendon,
Mm-hmm.
it's not it's not easy to crack the skull of a parent to encourage them to send their kids so far. So what what I've realized is that the boarding schools are way much better than traveling. So I encourage them that it's more riskier to travel from training to home in the night. So you're at adrenaline, you're at home mode. After training, the dorm is on the compound. You can just go straight to your dorm. On a Sunday, you have to go to the church. Um, you cannot use your phone right through like home. So I think the dorm is much stricter than home, because at home sometimes they let the kids get away with a lot of stuff. And knowing that you send your child so far to a boarding school, it's the dorm mother's duty and the coach's duty to see to it that your child come out successful, injury free, and no harm has been put against them. So you have to be on point where you make decisions for secondary education from the primary schools.
Wow. So discipline is the whole a part of the conversation. The
Yeah.
athletes being disciplined because you have to know when to rise, when to go to bed, when to put away your phone,
Mm-hmm.
all that kind of thing. If you're just joining us, welcome wherever you're joining from. I am here having a very interesting conversation with Coach Lineker May. He is involved in track and field coaching in Ferncourt High School, which is in St. Anne, and of course, Rock Hall Primary in Upper St. Andrew. Welcome, each and everyone. Welcome, welcome. Coach, challenges. What are some of the challenges that you face as a coach, especially coaching two schools simultaneously?
All right.
Or you have it easy? It sounds to me like you have it
No,
very easy.
no, it's not easy because it takes away family time.
Hmm.
You don't get to spend as much time at home. You don't get to vacate. You don't have no leisure time at all. Our leisure time is at training, but I don't have a problem because track and field is what I love. So it's not much of a problem to me. But it's seasonal. Track and field is seasonal. So
Hmm.
after the season, you can get to 15 what you missed out on.
Indeed, indeed. How supportive? Well, you did spoke about the support of the community, the parents, the school, but coaching two teams can be very, very demanding. I was going to ask you what motivates you, but you just said you love it. It is something that you love. You are doing a great job and you're extending yourself, and watching the comments on the live, it speak that you are really doing an awesome job to to develop, to help with the development of our children who go on to be world beaters, as we can see that is happening with Jamaica track and field. But one of your achievement is character trials just ended on the weekend, and some of these athletes that you would have helped with their development from the early stage made the character team to the 51st staging of the character games. I'm talking about Jada Robinson from Immaculate, who she made the under 17 team for the triple jump. Kellyanne Carr from Edwin Allen, as you mentioned earlier, on the 20. She made the team for the 400 meters and 400-meter hurdles. Tell me, coach, how do you feel knowing that you started this journey for these young athletes?
Well, I am feeling very proud of myself because it wasn't an easy road and it wasn't easy coaching these two athletes, especially Jada. Jada is my success story. Jada
Mhm.
wasn't one who was born with natural talent. Um, with the motivation of her mom and myself, she dedicated herself and her time in training, and her hard work has paid off. And regards to Kelly and Carno, she's more of a natural athlete. Yeah, so only thing I've done, I've just nurtured the talent. And what I love is that, especially Kellyanne, she's she's still she's still um she's still an athlete who updates me whenever she's like at the track meet. When I buck up at the track meet, she come to my tent, greet me with a hug, always text me, coach me, what's up. So I'm grateful that the athletes aren't ungrateful. They know where they're coming from.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Season 2024 is happening, and track and field is buzzing at home, abroad, all around. You have less than 2 weeks to get your team ready for girls champs. How prepared are you mentally and physically, both you and your athletes?
Well, we're I'm very much prepared mentally and physically. It's just a couple weeks away. It's very nerves wracking.
Mm-hmm.
Myself and the head coach, Mr. Scott, we're putting in the work. The girls and the boys are putting in the work. Big up the class 4 team, Shanati and everybody, Alia, captain, everybody from Ferncourt. And I also need to big up the chairman for laying her support because if it's not
Mm-hmm.
for the chairman, things wouldn't have been easy, but
Yes, man. Big them up, man. Big them up.
yeah, so it's the preparation is coming down to the wire, and this is basically the easier part of training because they don't do much of training this time of the year. They just need to sharpen them, try to
Mhm.
unload them, and sit with that the athletes peak on the day of champs. It's very technical now though, because if you don't get it right, you will be judged and
Mhm.
discriminated by others. So
Mhm.
especially Rihanna Scott who is unbeaten. She's unbeaten for this track season. So she is the number one seed athlete going into champ for the class 4 girls
I
100
was just
meter.
going to ask you about her. The fact that you, Coach May, you have the fastest class 4 girl going into championship. Tell me a little bit about the pressure that is on you and that is on this young lady.
Well, the pressure is on, because everybody keeps calling. Everyone is concerned. When they don't see her at the track meets, people is wondering is she injured, why she is not running. So it's very pressuring. But I don't really take it that personal or stress on it. The head coach mostly is the one to stress because he wants things to go well so badly. I'm more of the relaxing one, but because it's not a big deal, because I think sometimes athletes, sometimes in their early development, they can make errors, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of mistakes, things might not go according. So I'm the type of coach, if on the day and on the final it doesn't go as planned, it's not a big deal for me because what they don't accomplish today, you can accomplish tomorrow.
And what we as fans need to understand, the Jamaica track season for juniors, it is, even though it appears short, it is very compact because there is an event every weekend. From the first weekend in January there is a track and field meet. So you, coach, you have to be very strategic because you cannot have your athletes running every week. How do you choose which meet you'll go because of the amount of track and field meets that we have?
All right, so basically, you choose the meets based on location. So if sometimes you can choose the one that's closer to you. You also can choose the meets that have the events that you want to compete in. And also, say for instance, if your athlete is competing 3 weeks straight, that's where athletes management comes in. They might have to give them a break, because they can't have
Hmm.
the muscles be running right through, they can get injured. So something you have to
Indeed.
back them off. Something you have to back them off. So um, that's where the decision making skills have to be on point. So it's very technical and very challenging, but you just have to just make the right decision as a coach because whatever you do wrong, it might come back around and haunt you.
What are your expectations from Riri though? Are you expecting the double? I don't want to pressure you, I don't want to pressure you, but I saw her run. Did she run? Is she the athlete that ran the backstretch at Gibson?
Yes,
Oh my word. What a talent.
yes, she is
What are
an
you
exceptional talent.
Yes.
Well, if you know Rihanna, Rihanna is a her pet event is the 100.
Mm-hmm.
She's better at the 100. She's ranked number one in the 100 and ranked number three at the moment in the 200. But
Beautiful.
I, as a coach, you have to be positive. So I don't want to tell my athlete that she cannot win the 200. So what the aim is for her to just go out there and just give it her all, and whatever happens, happens.
At this young age, because she's class 4, so she's between 11 or 12 and 13, how do you talk to her about managing the rounds? Because rounds, managing your rounds is very important in a championship.
Well, manager in her rounds, she follows good instructions.
Good.
Yeah, she follows more instructions and the track meets than training. Yes, if you tell her to shut it down at the track meet, she will shut it down. If you say Rihanna go after the record, she will go after it. So she know how to pace herself. So that's the best thing about Rihanna. She knows how to pace herself at the track meet.
As you talk about that, I read something today. My good friend Kino, who is also on the live, he brought something to my attention today that any school that breaks a 200-meter record will be getting some nice money. Something like $202,000 will go towards the school. So, with that said, with that release today, are you looking to take home some money for your team? That class four
Ah,
record, I think that class four record is held by
Brianna Liston,
Brianna Liston when she was at St. Jago.
that record is impossible right now.
Oh no, coach, don't say that. Are you serious?
It yes, it
I
is.
know
That
it's a
record is
big record. Yeah, it
that's
is.
23. I think that record is 23 lower,
Mhm.
and Rihanna is running 25. So
Okay.
we will not go after that record. I think the
Mm-hmm.
100-meter record is more reachable than
Mm-hmm.
the 200-meter
Than the
record for
200.
now.
Yeah. Wow. When I saw it today, I'm like, wow, champs just got very interesting. Some money is on the table. And I mean, we're talking about 7 records. I would really love to see some of those records go because at least the school programs will get some money to help with their development and getting stuff and help with their program. So I'm hoping that all 7 records will go and those money, $202,000, will go to each school program that breaks a record. So I'm calling out all the coaches and athletes, go for those records and put the money into your program. But many times, coach, we focus on the physical, not just in sport, even in day-to-day life, we focus more on our physical and neglect our mental. How do you prepare your athletes mentally to deal with disappointment, challenges, and just navigating life? Or even, when they see their main rivals, how do you get them to stay focused and just, focus on their lane?
All right. So sometimes athletes can be really mental and coward sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, I can use Shanati as example. Shanati, when Shanati checks the lane draw the night before, Shanati when she goes straight on Google to Google every athlete and she prepares her mind. All right, that one has a faster PB than me. This is how I have to execute the race. And also as a coach, you have to embrace them sometimes. You have to have a one-on-one conversation with them. Sometimes you have to also have a listening ears. Some coaches are very aggressive and don't like to listen
Which
to
athlete
athletes.
is this? Is this Shanati Burke?
Yes.
She's right there. Shanati, we know your secret. But that's a
Yes.
good thing though, coach, because as you said, she look at the lane draw, then she looks at who is in that race, and then she go to work to get her mind ready. So that is actually a good strategy. That's not a bad strategy, would you say?
No, it's not. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a good strategy.
yeah, that's a very good strategy because now she's preparing herself overnight to meet those people. In look here, your athletes, they are brilliant. They are some superstar. All right, before we go further, Ozzy Dixon on the live, he threw out a comment. He's saying, I wish the same. That is okay. He is referring to the incentives. Incentives were offered to the middle and long distance events where we are, to put it bluntly, the same standards as sprinters. And I was having the discussion today about the incentives, and I think the incentives that were released today, I think it will now put a nice little twist on champs, we will see people going all out, putting a little bit more into the game. So, as I said before, I would love for all 7 records to go, and all that money is paid out into the schools program, because a lot of schools are struggling to sustain their program. What is it like for you, coach, in terms of gear, in terms of nutrition, physiotherapists, all that kind of thing?
All right. Well, you mean like the high school or
Yeah,
are both?
both. Is it challenging? Is it challenging financially, or you guys are rich like that?
I would say it's challenging for the primary school,
Yeah.
but for pertaining to the high school, it's not that challenging because our board is very supportive. Our chairman sees that the kids are comfortable and we the kids aren't short of anything. They have their gears. Um, we get we have shoe sponsors from Adidas, so we get help somewhat. And I think we have the South Florida Old Boys Association. They pitch in every
Wow.
now and then and help with the high school. So I think Ferncourt is fortunate because these kids are well fed. On Christmas camp, they get pork, mutton, beef for dinner.
Wow.
They are really fortunate.
Ferncourt, big up on yourself, man. Ferncourt is doing well. I love to hear. These are the stories that I love to hear. I love to hear that the program is running and the program is going and the kids are being looked after, because at the end of the day we want them to go out there and win. But if we don't treat them right, treat their body, treat their mind right, how do we expect them to bring home the hardware? So I'm happy to hear that Ferncourt is doing well. Ferncourt High School, big up yourself. And as I said before, guys, if you're just joining, I am here with Coach LINEKER May. He is a part of the coaching staff at Ferncourt High School in St. Anne, Jamaica, and also Rock Hall Primary in Upper St. Andrew in Jamaica. Coach, I'm just going to throw out some random questions at you now. While we know that many junior athletes compete to win at their championship, how can we preserve our athletes who wants to transition to another level, to the senior level? Earlier, you talk about an athlete lifespan. How can we preserve them to ensure that they go on to become bigger and better things for themselves, their family, and their country?
All right. So the way the way most of the high schools are moving is not the right way to move forward because most of these athletes are being coached by professionals. Most athletes that's dominating champs and the champ meets are not coached by their high school coaches. They are coached by senior coaches, and I think we should give the high school coaches a chance to prepare these athletes and don't push the athletes into those senior programs, letting them train with Olympians. I don't think the athletes are physically developed and mentally developed to to make those big steps. So I think we should try to preserve them some more. Be careful how you apply gym work to them. Um, yeah, so that's what I would recommend.
Interesting that you say that, because that has always been my belief too. But before we go any further, Courtney Clark said something. He said something very interesting, and I like what he said. He said pressuring young athletes to break records can lead to the detrimental of young athletes in the future. And I want to agree with them, because as you rightfully said, sometimes if we push them too hard, we might just push them out of the sport, with injuries.
Yes,
My next question, coach, is junior athletes um, sport life, I would say, is roughly 10 years between primary school when they start, maybe at age 9, 10, up to high school. In your studies and experience, can an athlete be pushed to their peak at the junior level and never transition? Is there such a thing where you can get to your peak as a junior and never go further? What do you
Yes,
think?
yes, I've seen it countless of times. So that is why my athletes at the primary school are targeted by Edwin Allen and at the high school because how I prepare my athletes when they go to high school, they have a longer lifespan because what I learned at GC Foster is that an athlete should run off mostly natural talent, and you as a coach should just maintain their talent and just prepare them physically. You don't need to overwork an athlete so that by the time they reach 16, the body burn out, they're full of injuries. So it's it all boils down to how you manage your athletes. And I think coaches should manage athletes properly because um, sometimes this sport can be very selfish. Some coaches
Mm-hmm.
can coach for their own need, but not the best interest of the athlete. So we must not be selfish as coaches. And we must think about the athlete's future and see to
Mm-hmm.
it that they can transition because it's not a good look to see athletes dominating in their junior level and cannot go on to the senior level.
Indeed, very interesting. When an athlete is injured, championship is coming up, and that athlete is telling you that, Coach, I am ready, I can run. How do you deal with that situation if you know within yourself that they are not ready? Do you give them their wish to let them run, or you pull them back?
All right. So basically, you have some athletes. I don't want to say some athletes are liars, but some athletes they want to do well so badly they will
Mm-hmm.
fake injuries. They will say, "Coach, nothing is wrong with me." So what you do to that athlete? You put that athlete on the massage bed, and you assess them. You assess the injuries yourself, so you know where that athlete stands. So you can make a decision if it's risky to send them out, or they can go out there and just run for points, or they can compete for a medal. So you have to know what you're doing as a coach because you can send out an athlete who is hurt and they can develop a life threatening injury and their career
Mm-hmm.
can just cut off from there.
Indeed, indeed. How are you able? I know that it is legal for athletes to move from institutions or move around in institutions. It is a legal process. I don't have a problem with it. But how are you able to keep your athletes at your school, especially at the high school level, until they are ready to graduate? Because we know how the system is. It is no secret that people recruit and people go after athletes, but how are you able to keep your athletes in St. Anne at Ferncourt?
All right. It's my second year at Ferncourt, and we have suffered great losses to
I know,
Calabar,
right?
yeah, to Calabar and Ormond. And what I have done since lately, um, I brought over most of Kingston athletes. I brought over most of Kingston athletes to Ferncourt. So it's 50-50 Kingston athletes and St. Anne athletes. And we try to keep a good relationship with the parents. Because
Hmm.
if you win the hearts of the parents, then you win the hearts of the child. So
Indeed.
most of the time, all these traditional schools steal the athletes. They use money, they do bribery, and so I reason with the parents and tell them that do not sell your child
Hmm.
because sometime after that 300,000 offer, then it's just pure bad treatment from there. And it's like you don't own your child, you cannot even make decision for your own child. And what I also tell them is that sometimes those big schools is overpopulated and um, some good athletes don't get to shine. So when you're at a school like Ferncourt, and you just have 6 athletes in class 4, it's easy for one or two coach to focus on those pick athletes. It's very easy. You don't get to push any athlete by the wayside. It's easier to manage them. But when you're at a school with 30 class 4 athletes and there's only 2 spots at champs for the 100 and the 200, what do you do with all those athletes? And those athletes could have been in another school competing. So I think
Competing.
it's very unfair.
I totally agree with you. I mean, as you said, 2 spots, and you have 5, 6, 7 athletes running just as good, and year after year they are not. It is a legal process that we know, but as you said, you have to have a relationship with the family, the guardians. Let them teach them teach them about the sport, how it works. I mean, yeah, it is a school, it is a prominent school, and you want to be a part of it. But if you leave here and go there, what will happen to you if you are not number one or number two? So it's
Yeah.
just about education. But here's a scenario for you, coach. I am the technical director for a national team, and I am recruiting you to be the relay coach. Listen now, I want you to be my relay coach. We're going to a championship. And I say to you, coach, I want you to pitch me a plan that will give us this gold medal. I want you to tell me how you would pick your team. What would you look for in choosing your relay people? And how would you set them up to run? Based on what skills you would put them to start, to run the back, and so on. Remember, it's gold medal we're going after, and you're my relay coach. I want you to tell me how you would choose a team based on skills.
Okay, so
A
I
four by
hope I'm
one,
not
four
give,
by one
I hope
relay.
I hope I'm not giving away the secret.
Just give me a
But
little bit about it. Because the thing is that I'm a relay person. I love
yeah,
the relay. And I think there's an art to relay. Relay is not just about the 4 fastest people, but it is about how you put the skills together. So go with it, coach. Pitch me something that I can say, I am taking you to the Olympics as my relay coach.
all right. So basically, you have to know your athlete. You have to know their strength and their weakness. You have to know who is better at 50 meter, who is better at the last 80 meter, who have the top end speed, who is more explosive. And also, you have to know which one is a fighter to use on the back stretch or the ankle leg, which one can trace better than which one. So that's the remedy I would use.
Coach, no man, you hit the nail. You hit the nail perfectly on the head. As you said, know your athletes, know where their strength lies, and you know where to put them. Who is going to give you that first leg that you want to give your leverage? Who you going to put on the back? Your best curve runner on the curve. And of course, you need that person to anchor your 4 by 4. Give me the same thing for your 4 by 4.
Or so for the 4 by 4 now, you always know that you don't necessarily have to put the stronger one at the front. You just can maybe just put the one at the front who can just maintain a top 3 position, and then you put the strong one. Sometimes you can put the faster one on the faster one on the second leg. So in a 4 by 4, I think you win the 4 by 4 with your second leg and your third leg. If your second leg and your third leg isn't good, then you lose that race.
It's funny that you said that 2015 World Championship when we won that gold medal with our 4 ladies, all 4 of them were in the final of the 400 meter. And as you said about the second leg, we put Sharika Jackson. Sharika Jackson was on the second leg and she ran a blistering. She ran a super 400-meter leg as one of the fastest. And of course, she had medal in the individually. But thank you very much for that, coach. And I hope that people took note of that. But coach, in closing, I just want to say thank you very much for being here. It was very informative, and as a young coach and what you're doing, you're studying full time and you're coaching at two schools full time. You are doing a remarkable job in the development of our young people, and I just want to wish you good luck going into Girls Champs, which is less than 2 weeks ago. And of course, I will be looking out for your athletes, especially Miss Riri in class 4. I definitely will be looking out for your athletes. So if you see me blowing up your phone, it's because I am excited. But keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a good job. And as Keena saying, champs, it's 12 days time, less than 2 weeks. And as you said, your team is ready. So before you go, is there anything I did not touch on that you would love to share with us before we go?
Okay, what I just need to give a word of encouragement for young coaches like myself. Yeah, what I can say to you is that don't be afraid to volunteer, to be a volunteer, because that's just the beginning and that's a part of the journey as a coach. Sometimes you might start out, you're not getting paid, but remember that you are marketing yourself, and just by being a volunteer you can reach so far. The sky is the limit. So it's being a volunteer is a part of your development as a young coach, and it's good to be a nation builder, and it's good to give back to your country. And we see that the talents are falling in Jamaica, so we just want to bring back Jamaica to glory days.
Especially on the male
Male
side. But
side,
yeah, but what we saw with the indoors, I don't know if you were following the indoors championship, because you would have been maybe you were at the character trials. But for the first time since I have been watching track and field, I think all our medals came from the men. All the medals that we got at the just concluded World Indoor Championship came from our men. Akeem Blake in the 60 meters won bronze. Rasheen McDonald, who is Mr. Dependable, bronze medal also in the 400 meters, and Carrie McLeod, a bronze medal in the long jump. The women did not bring home anything this time, but it is okay. Based on what you saw with our men, do you think that this is something that we are starting to build on now for the men? Just before we go.
yes, yes. I think you know, um, we had a good run in the time of Usain Bolt and Blake, and it's a lot of years have passed by. So I think it's time now, and we just need to be patient with the boys,
Mhm.
and one day, Jamaica will be back on top on the male side.
Yeah, yeah. And I want you to say something else before you go. And earlier you've said it, and I've heard other coaches saying that the women are more disciplined in training. I just need you to put a word of encouragement out there to the boys slash the males.
All right. So the males,
Yeah,
uh,
as it relates to their career and being as disciplined as the girls.
yes. So the males, I think you guys should just be more dedicated to the sports. If you realize in the world now, females are winning in every career, females are dominating the world in everything, and that's not how it um, used to go back in the past. So I think we as males, we should try to be more dominant, um, try to develop more love for the sport, maybe some of the males really are more interested into footballs, parties. I think we need to focus less on the things that is not important to us. Focus on the things that can make us better. Um, focus in training, listen to the coaches, don't be in discipline, trust the process and have patience. Most males don't have any patience, and that's one of the key things why some of them stray. The females are very patient and always willing. So once the males are patient and trust the process, then Jamaica will be back on top on the male side.
Well said. Well said. I would love to see, the men being a part of the party, and that medal that Akeem Blake won on the weekend is the first global sprint meal for Jamaica since the retirement of
Of course.
Usain Bolt. So I like what I saw. Outdoor is just around the corner, so we're hoping that we can, our men. And as you said, we just have to keep encouraging them and, just get them involved, not leave them behind, but try to pull them. But coach, it was a pleasure talking to you and, hearing about the great job that you're doing, and good luck in your studies, and managing these two schools. Good luck, and thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. And everyone who turned out to support you, man, you had a big support. Thank you, everyone, for being here, whether you are in Africa, you're in Europe, you're in South America, Asia, Antarctica. I don't even know where Antarctica is, and I have people watching from Antarctica. So, Antarctica people, thank you very much to everyone. Oceanic, which is Australia, New Zealand, everyone, thank you very much for tuning in and spread the word, spread the word, spread the word. Coach, good luck on champs. I will be rooting for your team. I'll be rooting for all the athletes, but I will definitely be rooting for Ferncourt. And I see where Ferncourt have been coming for a little while now. Unfortunately, you guys lost one of your top stars to another school, which I love to see her compete, and of course I'll be watching her also. But coach, big up yourself and your team. I can't even pronounce some of these names that are here. We have Jody and Fraser. We have Shantane Burke. Shantane, keep using your strategy, girl. Continue to use your strategy to set up yourself mentally. Zana Wellington, Chantal, who else we have there? Vivine, Olympian Vivine, who has done it for us in the 80s. Sophia Virgo, everyone, Kino, everyone, thank you all for being here. Ozzy Dixon, thank you all for being here. Davian Riley, everyone is saying one coach. No, coach, it seems as if you are doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Based on what I'm reading in the comments, you are doing a good job. And I am one for the athletes, so I like this kind of thing. And thank you very much for your contribution, because a lot of times coaches, the people behind the scene, don't get the big up like the athletes. But thank you very much for your contribution to our legacy in developing these young people. So thank you very much. And I will not be at chance physically, but I will be watching for sure, and I'll be supporting you. Keep doing a good job. I keep saying that because I am just so proud of you and what you're doing and how you're extending yourself. You're from one side of the country to the next each day. That's remarkable. That's remarkable. And people must get their flowers while they are still around. And big up yourself, coach. And thanks to everyone who joined us tonight. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Althea Witter, for coming out. Althea, Alias Witter said, I hope I get her name correctly.
Yes,
She
Alia.
said, oh, it's Alia. Okay. She said, we have Coach Me, so we don't win. Of course. Of course.
Big
Totally.
up Alia.
Yeah, totally agree. She said that you are irreplaceable. Jodine Thomas, greatness is in the blood. and all this love. So thank you very much. And I also heard good things
We got
about
Miss
you that
Thomas. We got Miss Thomas.
yes, Miss Thomas is there. And I also
Yeah.
heard good thing
One of
about
my
you.
support system.
Yes, good. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. And I've also heard good things about you that other coaches, when they call on you for advice, you're always there to help them and to
Yeah.
tell them what to do and to advise them. And that I like that because many times when we're doing the same thing, we see each other as competitor. We're not competitors. We're all working towards a common goal, and that is for Jamaica.
Yes, and the development of the
And
kids. We're not doing it for ourselves, we're doing it for the kids.
exactly, exactly. We need to come out of this mindset that we are competitors. We're not competitors. Even if we're running the same race, we're not competitors. We are doing it for a common goal. And as you said, to develop our young people to get to the other level. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter which school they went to. When they're competing for Jamaica, all of us cheering them on. So let us big them up. And coach, thank you very much for being here. Everyone, thank you. Perlina Hill is saying, up, up, my nephew. She loved
Yeah,
this.
that's my auntie.
Yeah. Auntie, thank you very much for being here, Auntie. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Kino, thank you. Everyone. And guys,
Big up Keen. Big up everybody for watching and viewing.
yes, yes. And we all will be supporting Champs. And guys, get in your colors and get the energy started because Champs is here. Okay. Vivian Morano, coach, um, she is an Olympian from the 1980s. She represented Jamaica 1988 at the Olympic Games. And she said, all the best, coach. Seek wisdom from God. Always seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. Let me put this right here.
Thank you, Vivian, and thanks for serving our country and putting our country on the map.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. She did it in the 80s and she did it in style. So thank you guys very much. Jody and Fraser, thank you. They just keep coming. Thank you guys. So we're wrapping up now. And of course, next week, I want you to join me when I will be talking to a sports psychologist. Now, I'll be talking to someone about the mind, how we develop the mind and get people ready mentally for whatever they are doing. And in this case, it will be in sports. Daniel England, thank you very much. Do you know that name, coach? Daniel
Yes,
England.
Calabar.
Yes, man, another Rabalak
Yeah.
man. So, Daniel, this is Coach May, also a Calabar man like yourself. Anybody who knows track and field will know that there was an era named after Daniel England called the Daniel England era, untouchable. So, and he's saying to big up, coach, big up. So let me put it right there. Look like they don't want us to leave here. Ozzy Dixon is saying, coach. All right, there's another question for you, coach, and then we're going to go. Ozzy Dixon
Okay.
is saying, coach, judging from your first name, though, most would have expected you to be in football. Your
Well,
thoughts?
um, my dad, he said that he liked the footballer named Gary Lineker from England, and I realized that my family genetics has no type of football talent. It's just track and field. So I don't know why he gave me that name, and I ended up being an athlete. But it is what it is.
When I heard your name for the first time, I said to myself, I've heard this name before. Where have I heard this name, Lineker, before? But I've heard it before, but I just can't put it. My memory is not telling me where. Maybe it's in another sport, as they said.
Yeah.
Maybe it is in.
Football, England player.
Oh, English Premier League.
No, he's English national player in the 90s.
Oh, in the night. Oh, okay, okay. Got you, got you. See, I learned something tonight. So Ozzy is watching his sport. He knows a little bit about football. But coach, thank you very much. We're not going to let them keep us here any longer. Thank you very much again. Thank you for being here and good luck at Champs 2024.
Okay, thanks for having me. Thanks
You're
very
welcome.
much.
You're
It
welcome.
was a
Welcome.
pleasure being on this show.
Thank you. Thank you for making the time because I know how busy your schedule is and you make the time to be
Yeah.
here. So thank
I
you very
had to
much.
call training at Ferncourt today to be here. 'Cause I would
Oh,
reach back on time.
so
So I basically, yes,
Ferncourt is
I
not
would
happy
reach
with
back on
me.
time. No,
Ferncourt
but
is not happy with me because I took
yeah,
you
but
away tonight.
I got to spend the time with the primary school instead, though.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys. Carrie Ann Phillips, thank you guys. Thank you very much. Everybody saying great interview, coach. Thank you very much. And keep working with those children. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Thank you very much. Thank you guys very much. Thank you all for being here. Coach, big up yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
All right, bye.
We're running it all the way, we're in the lead. We're running it, finish line is all I see. Get up on, no, don't stop. Future bright, the vibes nice, oh gosh. No time for slow down, just sprint, can't lapse. We walk the talk, the sauce, my boat tracks. So come through, let's talk about it, what you say? Oh. Your girl HP is on her mark, so get set ready.
On your mark, set, go.
Oh yeah, make we chat about it.
What if I said,
Make we chat about it.
or on let's
Make we chat about it.
check and feel at the topic.
Oh, make we chat about it.
Latest
Make we
news,
chat about it.
all your
Make we
views.
chat about it.
Track and feel chat, I say. With the girl